Hey guys, I hope you're all having a great day. So today I'm going to talk a little bit about Anime War episode 11. So I started production on this, I guess about 2 weeks ago. I've got about 8 minutes or so done. And this episode is after episode 10, the evil gods just fuse, and the scenes are going to open up with kind of this massive fusion scene that is shaking the entire multiverse. This episode has a lot of buildup, so it's going to be very, very dramatic. It's not going to be like the super intense 20 minutes of combat that you've seen sometimes from Anime War. This one is a lot of tension, a lot of buildup, a lot of drama. I've gotten some amazing new music tracks, guys. I'm using all new music that I pay crazy amounts of money for the licenses, but these songs are like, they're so perfect. Like, you guys are going to get really emotionally invested in this episode. So one other thing I want to talk about is Goku vs. Saitama remake, right? I started that project, and the point of it was because a lot of the old Goku vs. Saitama videos, like half of the video is muted. The videos just got ruined because I used YouTube's new editor tool to like just remove a song from the video and ended up just like muting a lot of the videos. So the point of the remake was to redo it, put the music back in, put the better sound effects and everything. But as I was doing it, I started updating all of the art and the landscapes, and I found myself investing a lot of time into it, a lot more than I thought it would be. And so after about 3 minutes of footage, I was like, I should be using this time on Anime War, to be honest. But what I did do is I have like 3 minutes of that done, and it is pretty fun. So I found a really good spot for it in Anime War episode 11 to use as a flashback. If you remember Goku vs. Saitama Part 9, the series finale, there was like two very like dramatic and emotional flashbacks with monologue over it. And this episode's going to have something like that as well. This episode is not the last episode, but episode 12 will be the final episode of Anime War, the series finale for good this time. I'm not leaving it on another cliffhanger. It is going to end. And while this episode is more of dramatic buildup and doesn't have a lot, it does have some fighting and action, but not as much as like, episodes 5, 6, or 7. But episode 12 will have a ton of action, and episode 12 most likely will be very long as well, like 20 to 25 minutes, because there's just so much that I have to cover in it. So this episode is probably going to be pretty short. I'm thinking it'll be 10, 12 minutes long, something around there. We have Audi Loki doing a cut in this, a non-action cut. I actually asked him to do a different cut with some character acting for Beerus. There's a dramatic scene with Beerus, and so Audi Loki is going to be taking over that cut, and I'm pretty excited to see what he can do with his animation when it's not just solely focused on fighting. In fact, the reason why this episode has gone so fast while I've been able to produce so many minutes so quickly is because there's like talking and still frames and things like that, and that emotional buildup. So if there's a scene where a character's just sitting there talking, it's just one frame with some mouth flaps, and that could be like 8 seconds long of them saying a sentence or two. But if it's action, 8 seconds of action could be like over 100 frames easily, could be over 200 frames if you're a madman. And that could take like months to do. So it's really easy if you're doing talking and still frames to produce quickly, which is why this episode has gone fairly fast. In terms of a release date, I'm not 100% sure. I gave Audi a month to do his scene. I don't know if he's going to need it because he just finished his Luffy vs. Kaido, One Piece Kings video, which is amazing, by the way. If you haven't seen that, you should check it out on his channel and Marimo's channel. I actually just reacted to it earlier this week. But in terms of a release date, I'd say probably something like 3 weeks from now. So maybe late May. So he may actually be able to get it done faster than 30 days. And that will probably be the last cut that I'll need before I can finish. There's a lot of graphical work in this, special effects, things like that. And that's mainly what I'm focusing on. And I know you guys are going to like the graphical aspect of it. But again, this is a more of a story and build up kind of episode leading into the finale. In episode 10, I actually was going to show the fused evil god at the end, but I simply ran out of time and I was too burnt out to keep going. And so if I did just postpone the release for a couple days to do it, I feel like I would have just rushed it. And so this episode is giving me a lot of time to really expand this whole 5-way fusion scene, this huge dramatic scene with the 5-way fusion, and it's allowing me to do more justice with it. Hopefully this episode gives you a lot of Dragon Ball Z nostalgia. I can't really say too much more without spoiling anything, and I can't show too many screenshots without spoiling anything, which leads me to believe that I'm not going to do a trailer for this one. One, it's too short, and two, I feel like any footage I put in here is just going to spoil like the major emotional things that are going to happen. So this will be one of the first Anime Wars that I think I'm not going to do a trailer for. I'm just going to kind of release it because I want people to be surprised. I did release on my Twitter a short little clip of the fused Omni Evil, and I think it was in a Q&A video I did for Anime War 9 and 10 that I also showed the full body picture. It was not designed by me. It was designed by a guy named Neoloose on DeviantArt. He has a YouTube channel as well. And he named the fused evil god Blaze, but in Anime War, I'm going to call him Archon. So the fused Omni Evil King, his name is Archon, and I gave him a really nasty voice that like kind of echoes and sounds like it has a lot of, demonic voices behind it. You guys are going to love that. So I'm playing tribute to Neoloose's Blaze. I'll give him credit in the description, everything. I got his permission to use the model, but I did make some changes to it. For example, the character like can't really wear earrings, how his ears are. So what I did was like I embedded all 10 Potara earrings like into his chest, and you'll see what I'm talking about when we get there. But for those people who don't follow my Twitter or missed the Q&A video I did last time, I'm gonna kind of keep the rest of this secret. I'll probably use the thumbnail of Archon. That's what I'm calling him now, the Omni Evil King, which does kind of spoil a little bit, but he looks so awesome that I think it's just like a highly clickable thumbnail. So I'm most likely just going to end up using that. I'm really hoping that people love Archon. I'm hoping that he becomes like a fan fictional favorite character or something like that. Like people really love Zurama. In fact, my friend Shaka Demons just sent me this web page the other day, and it's like this whole like Wikipedia on Zurama, the Zurama that I created for Anime War, and it's got like all his abilities and everything like that. It's really funny, and it's just nice to see fans like take a fan-made character and embed him into the fandom. I really appreciated that, and so I'm really hoping that Archon gets like the same amount of respect as Zurama did. If you thought that Zurama was strong in Anime War, Archon is way, way stronger. I mean, he is literally the Omni King, but evil. He is the evil Omni King, and he is just an insane threat, very demonic, very evil, what you would expect out of an Omni Evil King. Here, I'll play a little voice clip for you. So yeah, guys, that pretty much sums it up. It should be coming out within the next month. I'm thinking 3 weeks from now. And then all that will be left is the final episode of Anime War. And then I can finally rest and not have people ask me in the comments, when is the next Anime War episode? Which they probably will. They'll probably keep asking, when is the next episode? Actually, after I finished Goku vs. Saitama, I put the end because I wanted people to stop asking me. I was like, the end. And people kept asking, when is part 10 coming? When is part 10 coming? So I don't know if I'll ever be able to escape it, but it'll be nice to finally put this series to bed because it was an incredibly ambitious project to start. To be honest, I never even thought that I'd be able to pull off what I actually have over the last few years. It's been a tremendously difficult journey to get here, but going to conventions and when people come up to me and they express their love for Anime War, it's really hard for me to say no and just not do it. I mean, it really brings so many people joy, and that's why I do it. I'm doing this for you guys, for fans of these shows and for fans of Anime War that just really love this series. After this, I'll probably be focusing on Demon Rush. Hopefully Dragon Ball Super will come back and I'll be covering that. And I have a couple other story animations in the pipeline, so I got to do those as well. So I have some stuff coming up, but just sit tight, guys. It's coming soon. Thanks for stopping by, and I'll catch you in the next video.